Do you have more money than you know what to do with? Would you like to be noticed everywhere you go, but not necessarily for a good reason?
Yes, this is a publicity stunt.
Yes, a publicity stunt. Selling Nigel. What? Would I really do that? Could I do that? We all know that nobody's going to buy it, but it won't stop me from simply putting the car up for sale for the fun of it. Why is it wobbling around so much? So, the purpose of the publicity stunt is to bring more people to my channel. That is it. I don't care about all the messages I'm going to get, being asked if I would swap it for a peanut butter sandwich and a slice of Battenberg cake. But to make it look like I'm serious, I'm going to do an advert with lots of really interesting pictures that show that, you know, I really do like the car and I want to put it in its best light. I'm not simply going to go to the petrol station and take a quick picture of it next to the pump, although that would be really easy to do right now. Some people will read my advert and say, and actually respond with something like, hey, what kind of drugs are you taking? Those are the kind of people that I don't really need on my channel, because they're not going to get my videos. They're not going to appreciate the effort that goes into them. They're not going to understand me. Rover is a rather small market, you see, and it's dwindling as well. It's not getting bigger, is it? Because Rover disappeared. But people aren't dwindling. No, they're thriving, aren't they? People are thriving, and hopefully imaginative people are thriving as well, and they'll find their way to my channel just by being maybe ever so slightly amused by my advert. Chances are Facebook will just not accept it. It'll go up and then it'll be there for about 6 hours and then be removed because it doesn't meet their policy. Fair enough. It's up to them. I love Nigel. Nigel's my car. I'd never get rid of Nigel. I mean, of course I would do. If I really got offered that kind of money. Just like people who have their pets put down because they can't afford to have them fixed. In an ideal world, nobody'd sell anything and nobody would end up with a cat with a broken leg and now not really very much alive any longer. Here's a picture of Nigel next to some rocks. Here's a picture of Nigel outside a church. Here's a picture of Nigel outside Asda. Here's a drone shot of Nigel. You know, you can tell what I think of this car. So come along and buy it. This next section is for people who saw the advert but couldn't be bothered to read it. By buying this car, you'll get the opportunity to enjoy the relentless head gasket jokes from plumbers and people who work in the post office, when in actual fact they're wasting their talent and they should be on stage. Enjoy trying to explain to your proper car mates what it's like to have a car that you don't have to spend a fortune on every week just to keep it going. Tricky one that. This car can help you gauge the niceness of people. Is it difficult to understand? No, not really. Deeply narcissistic people do have a problem in understanding joy in other people. Whereas nice people will look at a car like this and think, oh, look at that. To be honest, most people do seem to be quite nice. Most people don't really want a 20-year-old Rover. They've got the idea that it's going to be useless, it's going to break down, etc. And so the prices are low. Not this one, no, quite the opposite. £73,000 my friend advised me to put it up for. And now it's up to 83. That's £10,000 in 2 years. What more proof do you need of this being an appreciating asset? And there I spot the first place I shall take an interesting picture of Nigel from College Bank Flats, because I used to live here, so why not? Closed. Still closed. Welcome to this exciting opportunity to purchase a car that nobody has ever asked me to sell. Whilst I quite enjoy messing about with cars, I can't really do it as well as I need to be able to do to make a living out of it. But what I can do is make videos of doing exactly that. So I think that my future has to be just making videos. I'll do this every day. I'll happily make videos every day. I love making videos. But I do need this channel to suddenly go big, because it doesn't actually earn me enough money to actually live off. You see where I'm coming from? Good. Well, what's more likely to get some attention? A video on a YouTube channel with over 7,000 subscribers and a very loyal following, or a simple Facebook marketplace advertisement that to anyone with half a brain can see it's a joke? I would definitely go for the YouTube video. However, you just don't know how things can sometimes completely spiral out of control. What about the price then? If it was £830, it would be taken seriously as the price that you're asking for it, and you can bet that I would actually have some offers on it as well. What about if I put a note on and made it £8,300? Then it would become a laughing matter. Look at this guy, he thinks his car is worth £8,300, and people would take it seriously as, you know, that's really how much I want for it. Then put another note on that and £83,000. Then surely the joke should be well and truly hammered home, and nobody's going to get confused by it. We'll see. Information for you. 2 years ago, my friend Peter, who has absolutely no experience in valuing cars and has no interest in buying this, valued it at £73,000. A reflection on the work that I've done to it, because that's probably about 8 times the cost of, you know, a new one. And it was him that suggested I need to add another £10,000 to that because of what I've done with the headlining, and I agreed. And then I thought, yeah, maybe it's time to sell. Time to sell whilst the money's good. I'm selling this car on the premise that it's exceedingly noticeable. You can spot it anywhere. But you see this Peugeot in front of me? This car was parked only 2 cars behind mine 10 minutes ago. And now I recognise it. Why would I recognise a simple Peugeot 308 SW? Well, because I'm observant. But I bet the driver of that Peugeot isn't looking behind and thinking, there's that funny car that was parked up there before. And this observation that I'm making about other people's lack of observation may well cause an issue with me pretending to sell this car. But we'll find out. So, join me next time in part 2 of the